everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about books of the last decade. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. This book takes us on an incredible journey through the history of our species. It's about us, Homo sapiens, and how we became who we are today. From the early days as hunter-gatherers to the modern age of technology, Harari breaks down the key moments that shaped humanity. Let's talk about why this book is such a must-read. First of all, Sapiens isn't just a history book. It's a mix of science, anthropology, and philosophy, but written in a way that's really easy to understand. Harari has a way of making complex ideas feel simple. He tells the story of humanity in a way that's not only educational, but also really entertaining. Now, let's break it down into some of the most fascinating parts of the book. The first thing Harari talks about is the cognitive revolution. This happened about 70,000 years ago. Before this, humans were just like any other animals on Earth. We hunted, we gathered food, and we did what we needed to survive. But then something changed in our brains. We developed the ability to imagine things that didn't exist. This was huge. It allowed us to create myths, religions, and even languages. Harari argues that this is what set us apart from other species. It's why we were able to form large groups and cooperate in ways that other animals couldn't. This is how we started building societies. Next, Harari talks about the agricultural revolution. This was another turning point in human history. Around 12,000 years ago, humans began farming. At first, this seems like a great thing. More food, right? But Harari gives us a different perspective. He suggests that the agricultural revolution might have actually made life harder for most people. Sure, we had more food, but we also had to work a lot more. Farming tied us to the land. It created hierarchies and inequality. This is a big theme throughout the book. Progress isn't always as great as it seems. After that, Harari goes into the unification of humankind. This part is about how humans started to come together under shared ideas and beliefs. He talks about money, empires, and religions. These are things that helped unite large groups of people who didn't know each other. For example, money is something we all believe in, but it's just an idea. You can't eat money or drink it, but we all agree it has value. This shared belief allowed humans to trade and build economies. Religions did the same thing. They brought people together under common values and laws. Finally, we come to the scientific revolution. This is when humans started to question the world around them and look for answers through science. It began about 500 years ago and changed everything. Before this, people believed that everything they needed to know was already known. But then scientists like Galileo and Newton started asking questions and looking for proof. This led to incredible advancements in technology and medicine. Harari argues that this revolution is still ongoing. Today, we live in a world that's constantly changing because of science and technology. One of the best things about Sapiens is how Harari makes us think about the future too. Where are we headed as a species? He talks about artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and even the possibility of humans becoming something beyond human. It's a little scary, but also super interesting. Now let's talk about why this book is so popular. One reason is that Harari doesn't just stick to the facts. He also shares his opinions and ideas, which makes the book more engaging. For example, he questions whether we are happier now than we were as hunter-gatherers. It's a big question, and one that doesn't have an easy answer. Another reason people love Sapiens is because it makes you look at the world differently. After reading it, you might start to question things you took for granted. Why do we work so much? Why do we believe in money? What does the future hold for us? These are the kinds of questions that stay with you long after you finish the book. Harari also writes in a very approachable way. Even though he's covering huge topics like evolution and history, his writing is clear and easy to follow. You don't need to be an expert to understand it. He breaks things down in a way that makes sense to everyone. If you're someone who loves to learn and think about big ideas, Sapiens is the perfect book for you. It's thought-provoking, eye-opening, and a little mind-bending, but in the best way possible. Even though it's packed with information, it's a really enjoyable read. So, should you read Sapiens? Absolutely. It's the kind of book that makes you smarter and more curious about the world. It's also a great conversation starter. After you read it, you'll probably want to talk about it with your friends and family. There's so much in here that it's impossible to cover it all in just one video, but I hope this gives you a good overview of why Sapiens is such a powerful book. To wrap things up, Sapiens is more than just a history of humanity. It's a deep dive into what makes us who we are. It's about our past, our present, and even our future. If you're looking for a book that will challenge the way you think, this is it. I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed this video. And let me know in the comments if you've read Sapiens and what you thought of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video.